James O'Keefe just released what nobody was supposed to see, a complete 360-degree tour inside Jeffrey Epstein's mysterious island temple. Celestial ceilings with astrological symbols, bizarre guardian statues at the entrance, architectural details that suggest purposes far beyond a billionaire's vacation spot. While O'Keefe battles to reclaim Project Veritas from internal saboteurs, he's still dropping bombs that make the establishment sweat. It's not gossip. It's evidence of an elite network's darkest gathering place, finally exposed to the sunlight. What rituals happened under those astrological figures? And why did the world's most powerful people visit this remote temple? O'Keefe has got the footage that they killed to suppress, so keep watching to see right inside their nightmare. And just as O'Keefe exposes hidden truths, here's one about testosterone. The real killer isn't age. It's a healthy food you eat weekly. This common food, praised by nutritionists, secretly tanks testosterone, destroys motivation, and drains energy. It's not junk food or sugar. It's something unexpected. Sculpt Nation's Test Boost Max uses 8 natural ingredients to restore healthy testosterone without injections or prescriptions. And thousands of men rebuilt muscle, torched fat, and reclaimed their drive naturally. Watch the free video revealing this testosterone-killing food and the solution by visiting sculptnation.com/NNN to learn the truth. That's sculptnation.com/NNN. It's linked down below, because real strength comes from natural sources. Okay, so James O'Keefe caught some heat maybe about a week ago, when he put this video up behind a paywall. And everyone's like, oh man, James, how could you do that? Why would you do that? Well, I mean, it's very simple. He has an operation that he needs to fund. I do not fault him for it. But now he's done what we all wanted him to do. He's released the video, an extensive investigation. James O'Keefe never holds back. We're going to get into the video that he's just published. We've also got some clips of him discussing this, the Project Veritas resurgence. He's apparently in talks, maybe taking it back. We're going to find out the details, get into all that. But I know you guys really want to find out. I want to find out. I haven't seen this yet, so you and I are going to watch this for the first time together about what happened inside that temple in James O'Keefe's investigation with the O'keefeMediaGroup.com.
Obtained shows. Over the last week, we've shown you newly obtained video from inside the buildings on Jeffrey Epstein's private island in the Virgin Islands shortly after his arrest. We took you inside Jeffrey Epstein's kitchen, inside his personal library, even inside the master bedroom where we could see those phones on the bedside tables with speed dials and names. Now, we take you inside the infamous and mysterious temple. New footage received by O'Keefe Media Group gives a detailed look at the interior. No one has ever seen this before. Here we go. You are looking inside this mysterious building, and the walls are covered with what appears to be a marble textured finish and a wooden bookshelf with one solid column on the left and one spiraling shape stretching to the ceiling on the right. And if you look up at the top of this mysterious temple, you'll see what appears to be a detailed celestial painting filled with astrological figures. But before we dive too deep into that, let's just take a step back. Back in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein's arrest for sex trafficking set the internet on fire, and one image became iconic. This mysterious building on his private island, Little St. James, located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The gold dome represented those on the religious structures around the world, like the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. We found that Epstein's temple most closely resembles this building in Aleppo, Syria, a bathhouse constructed in the year 1384 by a Muslim dynasty. There are obvious similarities, such as the gold dome roof and the stripes, but also notice the identical stripe pattern around the tops of the arches. There is no record of Epstein ever traveling to Syria. His family descended from European Jews who immigrated to America. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. Now, in one room of Epstein's Island compound, we saw a framed photo of his elementary school. This is the actual photograph of the image inside the frame. This would turn out to be Coney Island's Public School 188, named after Michael E. Birdie. Building permits filed in 2010 for Epstein's Island compound didn't include the temple. They instead proposed that an octagonal music pavilion with a grand piano be built on the site. But around 2012, the temple was constructed instead. Now, until now, no one has ever published video taken from inside this structure. In 2019, the closest thing to it was Business Insider, releasing the account of a local piano tuner, Patrick Barron, who alleged that he visited the temple to service a piano it contained. However, the video we obtained shows an interior that differs from Barron's description. Through this never-before-seen footage, we show you what it was like to visit inside Epstein's temple. You travel up a gravelly road that hugs the tropical hillside, past what appears to be a helicopter landing site, which is situated in a discreet green field where Epstein and his elite guests would arrive by air. You crest the ridgeline and spot a giant sundial. Seen here in drone footage from a YouTube account named Rusty Shackelford, this large and mysterious sundial-born image resembling the sun. But it also resembles a figure known as the Masonic Man, who first appeared in a 1754 pamphlet commenting on Freemasonry. You ascend further, and the infamous building emerges on a small hilltop up the gravel road. This footage was captured after Epstein's arrest in 2019. Now, some will say, well, this is old footage, but everything related to Epstein is 5 years old. He died 5 years ago, and all of the tens of thousands of videos are also 5 years old. It's still very important for us to ascertain what actually happened. Now, notice that the signature gold dome is missing on top of this building. It was reportedly blown off during Hurricane Maria 2 years earlier. That was the Category 5 hurricane that barreled through the Virgin Islands, causing mass destruction. On the ground, there were two more statues that resemble centaurs, one holding a trident. We believe that those statues are what you actually see here. At the time of this video's capture, they appear to have been moved from the temple to a sheltered area for storage. The statues depict sea creatures from Greek mythology called ichthyocentaurs. They had a human upper body, the forelegs of a horse, and a fish-like tail. Their names were Aphros, meaning sea foam, and Bythos, meaning the depths of the sea. They were often depicted in art as the beings that lifted Aphrodite, Greek goddess of beauty, from the ocean at the time of her birth. Now, approaching the temple, you can observe that the three-dimensional qualities, the architectural features, have simply been painted on to a flat, two-dimensional surface, not unlike the sets for a stage play. Now we are on the inside of the temple. You're looking at a photograph taken inside the temple. There is no piano, no supervillain chair, no sacrificial altar, no child sacrifice. Appears to be no elevator going into the ground, as some have conjectured. Just another renovation project. Looks like it was never completed. Now, looking up at the ceiling, here's a high-quality photograph where you can see one more piece of art. A large canvas that depicts the zodiac constellations. It bears a striking resemblance to a year 1570 fresco on the ceiling of an Italian palace. Very similar images there. Now, many people have commented about this mysterious building and what could happen inside of it. The responses to our recent reports have actually been quite mixed. On the one hand, they've stimulated a groundswell of tips and information coming our way, including that mysterious chalkboard that we saw. We've actually received dozens of legitimate interpretations, and we'll be producing a report featuring you, our audience and subscribers, who came up with some incredible hypotheses and theories about what that all means. On the other hand, it seems as if no new mystery or incremental revelation will ever be enough for those now invested in learning how all this crazy story ends. A lot of people saying we need arrests. Now, I don't have the power to arrest anybody, but we do have the power to bring forward information. The conspiracy theories about this temple and the rest of the island will spin on forever. We don't need to spend time here enumerating all of them, but we'll leave you with this. The alternating light and dark stripes on the exterior of Epstein's building resemble an Islamic architectural style known as ablaq. that can be seen in holy sites all over the world. The alternating light and dark stripes represent the spiritual concept of duality, light versus dark. Some might say good versus evil. Jeffrey Epstein built himself a temple. According to some reports, he played music here on a small black grand piano beneath the stars. Despite his alleged vast wealth, the temple seems like a cheap illusion, a set in a stage play that still needs an ending. Maybe you can help us find that ending. As we announced earlier, we posted all of the newly obtained video and photos of Epstein's island structures to our website, exclusive to our subscribers at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com, where you can subscribe and access everything you see here and more, and help us unveil this mystery and join our citizen journalism army. We read every tip, every message that comes in, we dissect and analyze to help us get to the truth. Send tips into our signal. Here is the number 914-491-9395 or to tips@O'KeefeMediaGroup.com, and stay tuned.
Wow. I always want to see what was inside there. I remember when Luke Rudkowski went to the island. You can look it up on YouTube. The video's still there. It's on his We Are Change YouTube channel. I mean, he literally took a boat there and then like snuck around the island. It's amazing video, and like they were getting chased. I mean, it was like a Bond movie. They had to run and jump on a boat to get away. I mean, it was crazy. So what's equally as crazy is what happened to James O'Keefe with his own Project Veritas. Big supporter of Project Veritas when it was under James O'Keefe's command, interviewing countless whistleblowers right here on this channel, and been helped by so much of their work. I know the work that they have put out for CNN, the hidden cameras inside CNN, the documents that have come out of Google. I mean, work that is absolutely essential for the freedom of this country. And then it was stripped away from him. Now, this was about 5 days ago. He was on with Benny Johnson, announcing he's in talks to regain control of Project Veritas. So we're gonna play this clip here, and I'm just personally curious. You know, he's got his O'Keefe Media Group. What happens when he becomes head of Project Veritas again? We'll find out. Let's see.
What is the status? What is the status then with you're having a conversation about Project Veritas and about retaking over that organization, which of course was absolutely legendary. You built it from the ground up. You had an unbelievable team. We toured Project Veritas headquarters, for instance, multiple times. It was so very impressive, legendary what you built there, James. I guess what is the status of these negotiations? I mean, how is this process taking place? Is this a hostile takeover of Project Veritas? Is this going to be a sale of something? All I can say is I'm in talks to regain control. That's all I'm right now going to say. That's all I'm allowed to say. There's more to say very soon, but that's all I can tell you right here, right now. And the reason, and partially the reason why, is because I want people to focus on the contents of the video that I've just launched, which is unbelievable. And no one's seen it yet, but you have to watch this video, and there'll be more news soon. But I know you got a lot of pushback, Benny, on what you said, but that was foreshadowing that this logo behind me for what we're announcing right now. We spent 2 months preparing this for launch, and here we go.
What? Yeah, and a lot of people did notice that. He's standing in the wall behind him. You can see it says Project Veritas, and everyone's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So there's a lot of questions still coming up. James O'Keefe also recently went on with Timcast, and I guess he was asked if Kamala Harris was president, what's the over-under that James O'Keefe would have been put in jail by now?
Oh, don't want fake. What do you think the probability if Kamala Harris was the president of the United States that someone like me would have been indicted by now?
2 seconds. Two seconds.
What's the over/under? Now the devil advocate to that is it takes time to build a case. We don't want fake raids. We don't want, but it does raise questions. No one's held accountable for anything. I'm held accountable. I've been arrested, raided, sued, audited. I'm held accountable, and I'm a reporter. So why isn't anybody held accountable for anything?
Well, to be fair, I don't think they're holding you to account.
What's that?
They're not holding you accountable.
The powers that be.
They're not holding you accountable. They're attacking you.
Well, there's an overlap because when they raided me, they leaked all my messages to various.
The idea that you're being held accountable would imply that you did something wrong.
Well, it means that if that I've done nothing wrong because evidently they don't have anything on me. But I get your point.
Yeah.
But I mean, in America, we believe in this right to a speedy trial. That justice, there's a speed to justice. Going back to your original question when you started your show, I think when you believe justice is based upon what people believe versus reality, what is true, that's when you risk losing your mind. When there's no justice, when there's no equality before the law,
that's
when the judge is breaking the law, that's when you start losing your mind. And I hope that we're wrong about that. I hope that there is justice. I think the people of this country have no faith in the system. And I've been accused of things I haven't done, Tim. It's like hell on earth when you're falsely accused of a felony. Ugh. I mean, with January 6th, people were falsely accused. At least there was a colorable crime. In my case with the diary, it was like, are you kidding me? What do you think the probability of...
And then we have this talking about the journalism of James O'Keefe. Showed his commitment to truth over partisanship by releasing the Pam Bondi video despite facing backlash.
Out New York. Let's take a look at the initial Epstein stuff, right? If we're to believe everything they said, Pam Bondi released this letter where she was like, I instructed the FBI to release the Epstein files, and they did not do it. And then because of whistleblower, I found out New York was withholding information on this. The question then is, why did we only find out about the videos they have because of an undercover video from James O'Keefe? Why wasn't she telling the public?
What did you think about that video, Tim? I took some heat for publishing that. I don't dislike or like her. It's not about what I think about the Attorney General, but you felt I should have published that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought I think it's tremendously amazing journalism. I think it shows your integrity. You're not a partisan actor who's going to say, I give free tickets for the right or for the Trump administration. Right. You said, we want the truth on Epstein, and we're going to investigate it regardless of who's in charge.
So we did her a little bit of a favor, I suppose, by sending the quote. Journalistically, I actually sent the full quote of what she said in that restaurant to that nanny. So is that a public place? It's kind of quasi-public place. She's telling this to a stranger.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Why?
A stranger 9 days before she said it publicly. So
Yeah.
why? So
And it was like the exact same thing.
it was like word for
Yeah.
word.
She clearly came out and said it publicly because they knew they had to get ahead of you.
If she didn't come out and say that publicly, she may have been forced to resign because that's a crazy thing.
Well, so when I don't see anything wrong with you sending them the quote saying, here's what we have.
You think I should have sent them the quote verbatim?
I think it's fine. Let's take a look at the initial Epstein stuff.
That was solid gold when he did that, for sure. If the system of justice depends on us asking favors, I don't think the system works. James O'Keefe has not been given any information why the FBI raided his newsroom, even after it's been established he didn't commit a crime.
With criminal procedure.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
This is the Trump. This is the Trump DOJ.
That's correct.
So, Cash and Dan,
can your audience see this?
Yeah.
Okay. You are looking at, for those of you who aren't familiar with criminal procedure or didn't go to law school, when the FBI executes a search warrant, they have to go to a judge, a federal judge, and they have to get it signed off. They have to present the reasons. Why do we want to raid your home with a battering ram and all that? In my case, they dropped the case. There was no crime. There was no charges. So the courts require them release the affidavit. That is the probable cause justifying the search of James O'Keefe's house. You are looking at the Trump Justice Department's release. Look at this. Look at this. This is the probable cause. Wait. They didn't redact something on the bottom. Go back to page 45.
Based on my training and experience, I have learned, among other things, that cell phones are capable of sending and receiving emails like the aforementioned emails.
Are you effing kidding me?
Wow.
This
Wait, hold on, James. Is that true that phones can receive emails?
I guess phones can receive emails, Tim.
Wow.
So they even redacted the little footnotes in the sentences.
Look at you can
in the middle of they redacted the numbers. Now this is not child porn or Epstein. This is not Afghanistan drug traffickers. This is a newsroom being raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the United States of America can't release one word of the reason why they did it after admitting there was no crime.
Yeah, that's
and you
correct.
expect me to have faith in this Department of Justice?
So this, again, this is the DOJ under Donald Trump, and this is what they put out.
Correct.
So Dan, Cash, or Pam could unredact it and send it to
The
you.
Attorney General of the United States has the authority to unredact this.
So what is in it?
Call Pam. Call Cash. It's like an infomercial. These people get asked 10,000 favors a day. I'm not going to ask. If the system of justice depends upon us asking favors, I don't think the system works.
Hold on a minute.
Ain't that the truth? So O'Keefe's Epstein temple footage, it represents more than architectural curiosity. It's archaeological evidence of elite occultism. Those astrological ceilings and guardian statues, they weren't random decorations. They're symbols in a language that the powerful speak when they think nobody's watching. While battling for Project Veritas control, O'Keefe proves real journalism means releasing truth regardless of the consequences. And this matters because Epstein's network didn't die with him. The same people who visited that temple still run the banks and media empires and governments. Every symbol, every statue, every architectural choice tells a story they desperately want buried. O'Keefe's risking everything to ensure these images reach your eyes before they're scrubbed from existence. So here's my question. What do you think those astrological symbols in Epstein's temple really mean? Scientific interest or occult rituals? Share your theory. Make sure, if you want to support our work here at the Next News Network, get your truth gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.